Hey friends, how's it going? Ash here with Gents. Today's list is the list that you guys put together because about 10 days ago, I asked you on the community tab of my YouTube channel, what is the best fall designer fragrance ever made? And today we're going over your top 10 answers, the ones that got the most votes, the most attention from you as being the best. And also shout out to you guys because a lot of you, you didn't listen when I said best designer fragrance ever, and you were putting niche ones in there, but that's okay. We'll just roll with it. So here in front of me, I have your choices, the ones that got upvoted the most, that got the most attention as being the best fall designer fragrances ever made for men. Let's check these out. And I want to thank each and every one of you guys that did comment on that post and vote on that post. Thank you so much. And I probably have another one up on the community tab right now about something else. So if you want to be part of a potential future video, check that out. Check out the community tab. I also got some quotes from you guys that I'll be reading about each one of these fragrances. And as well, I'm going to bestow upon you some codes. Gents10 is the code for twistedlily.com and maxaroma.com. It'll get you 10% off either one of those websites. And then 10 Gents is the code for 10% off luckyscent.com. So Gents10, Twisted Lily, Max Aroma, 10 Gents, Lucky Scent. And I'll have each one of these linked in the description below in case you want to check them out. We're going to be going from 10 to 1. So 10 is the fragrance that got the least amount of votes, but still actually enough votes to put it in the top 10. And then number 1 is the fragrance that won it all. That will be crowned as the greatest fall fragrance ever made, according to you guys. Number 10, Issey Miyake Noir Ombre. According to Star Snap, Issey Miyake Noir Ombre. It's like Dolce Gabbana's The One, but more interesting, sophisticated, and longer lasting. This one was a surprise for me to see being ranked so highly, not because the fragrance isn't good, because it is darn good, really, really good, but because this one absolutely does not have the reach of any of the other fragrances we're going to talk about here today. By far, by a huge margin, this is the smallest release that we're going to talk about. It's been kind of a white whale fragrance for a lot of people because when this first really hit, or at least got people's attention, was when it dropped at TJ Maxx. Yeah, this really didn't get mentioned much at all until it started popping up there. And then people started getting their hands on it. They realized that it's an absolutely amazing designer fragrance. The quality here, fantastic, way higher than you would expect. As Star Snap said, this is a sophisticated fragrance that's also really sweet, spicy, sexy. Great stuff, truly. But you couldn't find it. And it was very difficult to find at discounters if you could find it. So most people, if they wanted it, had to go to eBay and pay like $200, $300 for this bottle, which is insane. So basically what I'm saying is not many people have been able to get their hands on it. A white whale fragrance. But it has started to pop up at discounters over the past couple months or so. It's not cheap. I think at discounters it's going $80, $90, $100 even. But at least you can find it. So it's possible that if more people could get their hands on this and get their noses on it, it'd be ranked even higher, but it comes in number 10. Number 9 is from Viktor and Rolf, and it's Spicebomb, the original. Yeah, Spicebomb OG outperformed and outplayed Spicebomb Extreme this time. Spicebomb Extreme did get a decent amount of votes, but didn't crack the top 10. So that is a big change. That is a big change. Anakin Carey says, Spicebomb Original. The Extreme feels like a winter scent to me, but the original has all the fall vibes. And I gotta say, I don't disagree with that. Spicebomb Extreme, while I do like it a little bit more than the original Spicebomb, does come across like a better winter fragrance than fall fragrance. Although obviously for a lot of people, myself included, when it starts to get into those cooler months of fall, the fragrances I wear are almost interchangeable with wintertime scents. Maybe not 100% of the time, but a lot of times. So the original Spicebomb has that big blast of spice that it's named after, maybe even more so than Spicebomb Extreme. Spicebomb Extreme, I think, is a little bit less aggressive on the spice in the opening, a little more sweet, whereas Spicebomb is really bringing you its namesake. Number 8 is Tom Ford's Noir Extreme. And this fragrance right here, along with Ombre Leather, those seem to be the two fragrances that everybody is buying nowadays. Everybody's going for from Tom Ford, at least in the biggest numbers. Of course, the private blend line is always going to be successful, and it's always going to have fragrances that come out that people do gravitate toward. But as far as their more designer line of fragrances go, Noir Extreme and Ombre Leather. Balaz says, sorry if I messed up your name, Tom Ford Noir Extreme is the one in my opinion. It's sweet and spicy, giving it that sexiness and likability while also being unique in its composition. I'm aware of its popularity. Again, nailed it right on the head. It may be popular, people may be buying this up, but when you smell Noir Extreme, it is its own thing. It does not smell like other designer fragrances out there, and yet, even though it's very unique and different, it still has that compliment factor, that sex appeal. So Noir Extreme, a solid scent, not a surprise that this is still going strong. Love the way this smells. And I actually like the new one a lot too. Number 7 is from Maison Martin Margiela. It is Jazz Club. It looked like that. I've said this a million times. I still need to get Jazz Club. Yes, I've smelled it a million different times. No, I don't own it. Green Igniter says, I might be alone in this boat, but Jazz Club. And no, you were in fact not alone in that boat. A lot of people were going for Jazz Club. Very interesting. You would think that maybe By the Fireplace would be the fall fragrance from Maison Martin Margiela that gets all the love because it gives you that sort of rich, gourmand, sweet, slightly smoky vibe that maybe you would associate with the holiday season heading into winter. But no, Jazz Club. Jazz Club crushed By the Fireplace. So Jazz Club is going to give you a little bit more of a boozy feel as compared to By the Fireplace. And I guess that's what you guys are after here. You guys are after the booze. Number 6 is from Christian Dior. Sauvage Elixir. People still showing a lot of love to this one. Let's see if I can get this name correct here. I can't, but Anosognosia anosmia. How'd I do? Sauvage Elixir. This stuff has some power. It does. Sauvage Elixir is strong. And this one had multiple people posting about it, and each one of the posts for Sauvage Elixir got a whole bunch of upvotes. So it was one of those fragrances that you would scroll down and see comment after comment, Sauvage Elixir, Sauvage Elixir, Sauvage Elixir, over and over. I'm a fan. I do think that this works better in fall and winter, obviously, than spring or summer. I would not wear this in spring or summer at all. So as far as the whole Sauvage lineup goes, maybe Sauvage Elixir has the least amount of versatility in that aspect, because Sauvage EDT or EDP specifically, you could wear those year round if you wanted to. Sauvage Parfum, not quite as much as the EDT or EDP, but Elixir definitely is for cool weather. It's a strong boy. It's been working out. It's been eating its Wheaties. It lasts forever. It projects heavily. Very modern. But at the same time, a throwback feel to it. As I say each time I talk about it, that's one of the things I actually really love about the fragrance. Reminds me of some of my favorites from decades gone by, but with a twist, and also is a great daytime or nighttime scent, as long as it's not crazy hot outside. The quality of Sauvage Elixir is fantastic. Love the fragrance, and you guys do too. Number 5, yeah. Can't argue this. The one Eau de Parfum, Dolce Gabbana. This is one of my quintessential fall fragrances. I think if I made like the quintessential must-own fall fragrances, this would be in the top 3. Dolce Gabbana is the one is permanently ingrained, imprinted in my mind as one of the perfect fall fragrances. Absolutely stunning. Everybody knows it as a date night fragrance, but it does have more versatility than that. Really, you can rock this about any time you want in cooler weather or during the evening. It is a huge compliment puller, one of those DNAs where you smell it in the top, you just immediately know, oh yeah, this stuff is going to be killer. And it doesn't get worse as it dries down. Stay smelling amazing the whole way through. L'Homme That Smells Good says, the one Eau de Parfum always has been, and always will be. Always has been. Always has been a has been? Reminds me of that meme with the 2 astronauts looking at Earth, and one has a gun. Always has been. Yeah, that's the one Eau de Parfum. Number 4, another fragrance that you guys just, every time I do one of these where you get to choose the top 10, this fragrance seems to be in it. It doesn't matter what the top 10 is about. Somehow this fragrance is in there. It's Le Male de Parfum. I could put like, what are the best date night fragrances ever? This will be in there. What are the best office fragrances ever? Somehow it makes it in there. Best gym fragrances? Surely not. Oh no. Every time you guys put it in there. Isaac Raj says Le Male de Parfum, so versatile in fall. Day, night, casual, formal. And again, I do not disagree. Le Male de Parfum has that ease of use where just about anybody that smells that is going to just double take and be like, ooh, that smells nice. The addition of iris in there is perfect. It's not overdone. It's not heavy-handed. So what that means is Le Male de Parfum does not get lumped into the Dior Homme, the Gentleman, the Valentino Uomo sort of style of fragrance, because we all know, as much as I love that type of iris, and I do hardcore. But if you make a fragrance that has iris in that style, you just automatically get lumped in with those. But with this one, the iris doesn't go that route, and it also doesn't go the Prada L'Homme style of iris. So it's kind of splitting the difference, doing its own thing, and adding the iris more as a nuance, more to add depth, to add life to this fragrance. And it does it amazingly. In the top 3, now I know we haven't had any niche fragrances yet, and that is because, like I said, I did ask for top 10 designers, but this fragrance got so many votes, put it into the top 3 that I was like, heck with it. We'll just put it in there. Layton from Parfums de Marly, number 3. From Mui, Parfums de Marly Layton can make a very strong case for that in my book. Absolutely in love with it. I'd buy a gallon bottle if I could. Now, to be fair, if I were making a fragrance list for myself of just top 10 fall fragrances, especially if you're looking for ones that have versatility and performance and mass appeal and compliment factor and the ability to attract other people to you, just like everything and quality, just everything that you're looking for, Layton would be in there easily because it does all those things. It's warm, it's sweet, the quality is there, it smells sexy, it's a huge compliment puller, the performance is there. There's a reason that Layton is basically Parfums de Marly's number 1 fragrance. They crushed it with this scent. Absolutely crushed it. Number 2 was a surprise for me, a big surprise. I think that if you asked your everyday Joe, your average person on the street, maybe this would not be in the top 3. But for people in the community, people that are into fragrances, this one is a big hit, especially when you consider the price at discounters is not all that much. Azzaro Wanted by Night, not the most wanted parfum. Those did get some votes, but not even close to how many votes this got. Sturmy Slide says, Wanted by Night is still an absolute fall killer. And a number of you actually talked about this fragrance and the cinnamon in it, how it comes across and how you love the fragrance. Wanted by Night for the longest time has been one of my go-to cheap fragrances. So if somebody is saying, hey, I want a fragrance that smells amazing in cool weather for fall or winter time, it needs to be able to be used during the day, during the evening, to be able to get compliments, to have longevity, performance, projection, all that stuff, but I don't want to spend that much money. What do I get? This is probably the first thing I'm going to pull off the shelf and be like, hey, check this out. I love it. I think it's more unique than the Most Wanted, though to be fair, I think if you're looking for just compliments, that's all you care about, then the Most Wanted probably is better than this. But if you want something that's going to stand out a little more, be a little more unique, I think this is better than the Most Wanted. And number 1 also was a surprise for me. It's Stronger With You, absolutely. This got some crazy votes. Stronger With You Intensely also got votes. Not as much as this, not close, actually. And maybe that's something just where more people have been able to get their nose on it now. Because after this first came out, I remember it was well received. I mean, it's not like people, said it sucked or anything, but when it first came out, more people were saying, nah, intensely. Don't even mess with absolutely. And as time has gone on, opinions have shifted a little bit, and now absolutely is held kind of in the same regard as intensely. And some people like it obviously more. And that's nothing against intensely. That's a great one too, especially for performance, man. D-Dash says, ever? ? Like best ever. Stronger With You, absolutely. It's a modern masterpiece. And that comment right there was the most upvoted comment, period. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Stronger With You, absolutely. Ever since it came out, really love the stuff. That boozy touch they gave it, keeping that gourmand sweetness, that warmth that the line is known for. I think it just elevates it. I think it's amazing for cool weather. The performance is there, compliment factor, everything you could want is there. And for this year, 2022, you guys voted Stronger With You, absolutely. Best designer fall fragrance ever. We'll see how it changes. We'll see how this list shakes up next year. See how different it is. I did do this last year as well. So if you want to check that out on the channel and see what changed, feel free. So again, thank you guys for voting, for commenting, and taking part in this video. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for hanging out with me. Stay safe out there. I'll see you tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you guys later.